the show. Did you know that your mom is a hoe? Cheers! All hail the king of the West!
King of the West!
Yeah, smoke 'em if you got 'em. If you're driving home, make sure you've got a car. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Some of the greatest rhymes I've ever wrote. I retired from podcasting, but before I retire, I'd like to just keep podcasting. So, I'm back, but I didn't leave. So, if you thought I quit, suck on my tit. 'Cause that ain't it. And pee is dripping down my clear. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm just not gonna quit. So, yeah, suck it. But this is the best of 2025 rants. Apparently, I did some rants. Rant on, you know. Am I the best ranter? No. Am I the best at anything? No. You know? But I like doing stuff. I do stuff. I like doing this. And, you know, I like me. I like doing things. I like Rumblebean. Rumblebean is back because he's the hardest working cat in showbiz. But, yeah, I'm going to post some rants for the podcast. And, you know, people that were like, I don't want you to stop doing the podcast. And I'm not gonna stop doing the podcast. Maybe for a little bit because I got to go to Utah and I got to like set up a studio and stuff. And you know I was like obligated because I had like sponsor things, and now I don't. Really? You gonna do that right now? I don't know. I don't know anybody. Really? I don't know anybody anything now. I can do this show. There's no. I'm not. Dude, do you want to just? I'm not gay anymore. He's trying to make me feel better because people have been mean to me lately. And I don't blame them. So, I'll do it on this podcast. I shouldn't do it on here because nobody's going to... Maybe everyone's going to listen because I'm hot right now because people hate me, but... Grifted Hater is a guy that's a skateboard guy, proper skateboard guy. He skates good guy, good guy. He makes videos. He made a video about a movie that I didn't even make it. These dudes, Hook and Barrel, made it, and I didn't know who it was. I was just like, this guy hates me, and then I realized that it's a guy that does stuff about skateboarding, relevant stuff. So I think the only reason that I got to mention is because I'm friends with Tony Hawk. And he hates Tony Hawk, which is it's a weird thing to do. I know a lot of people. Some people suck more than others. Birdman is a pretty nice guy all the way around. Does more for skateboarding than anybody in skateboarding ever. But maybe I'm wrong because I am out of touch and I don't know, which is why it's an honor to be mentioned by Grifted Hater, because I am super irrelevant. I haven't been good at skateboarding for over 20 years. You know, the only reason I started skating again is because I got fired from Sirius and I could go to the ramp every now and then. And I started skating again with Tony at his ramp, the $1 million ramp that the Grifted guy makes fun of. Apparently, this is the thing that I saw a video. He made fun of Tom Shaw, and I'm like, okay, dude, that's not cool. But now I kind of get it because I watched the whole video. I didn't get to the very end because I had to do this, but he loves Bob Burnquist, and everybody loves Bob Burnquist. Bob is awesome, but Bob loves Tony Hawk, and Bob loves Tom Shaw, and Tom Shaw and Tony Hawk love Bob, and they all love each other. You know, not in a gay way, but they love each other, and they don't really know Grifted guy, and you never made it to their level, and it's a little insulting that you crap on these guys when you've never made it to the level that you haven't even made it to my level, you know. And you probably might not remember my level because it was probably before you were born. God, I'm so old. It's crazy. He might not have been born like wait in the 90s. I don't know how old you are. I don't care, but I think you're funny. I thought it was funny. The monster jokes are funny. The Jackson chain thing is funny. He's wearing a chain. He gets paid to wear the chain, dude. Vert dudes don't make money. We have to wear monster logos to make money. We don't. I don't think a lot of us get that energized from the energy drink. It's just, you know, I don't want to work. Skateboarders don't want to work. You understand that? Like, you're a YouTuber. You don't have a real job. It's better to be a YouTuber than to have a real job. You know, being a brickies laborer, building houses, painting houses, being an electrician, being a garbage man, all that kind of stuff, working at Starbucks. Being a YouTuber or being a pro skateboarder is cooler than that. And vert dudes don't make any money from anything because everybody doesn't like vert dudes because vert dudes aren't cool. Vert dudes don't get the chicks. Vert dudes don't get the money. Vert dudes have to wear pads and they look like asshats. And they usually don't do anything cool in skateboarding for at least 5 years where they can fly around. And most people don't even try it because they're not about that life. And yes, I can use it in a fight terminology because you're not about that pain. You're not about the real consequences. Vert skating has consequences that are on an epic proportion compared to street skating, unless you're a guy that jumps big stairs and big rails. And there's only a few of those. And Grifted Hater isn't one of them. I think 6 stairs is your max, bro. And that's like, no offense, but that's not great. You know, it's not good. But I'm still saying you're good, and I think you're funny, and I think you're talented, and I think it's an honor that you're mentioning me, because I'm so irrelevant. And I get that you don't like the movie; it is pretty cheesy, but I didn't make it, you know. And I was sad about my dog getting eaten by a coyote, but I do see your angle on how that would be funny if you don't know me or the dog. So I get it, you know. But Tom Shah's great, you know, and also I think Jimmy Wilkins is better. I think Chris Miller and Jimmy Wilkins are the best 2 skateboarders that have ever lived. I think they're better than Bob. But I see what your angle is, and I agree. I agree with you. I think Bob is GOAT, for sure. GOATed, or whatever you want to call it. But then I realized... I saw a video, because now this Grifted guy's got a following. People are mentioning me now. So you've kind of made me a little bit relevant. A little bit. And now Adam22 says that he never liked me, or hates me, or whatever it is. And that I'm not a funny comedian, and that I was bad on the podcast. And again, these are things where people say things about me, and I see it, and I just think, man... I've really come a long way, you know, because I was in a bad place. I don't even remember exactly when I was on Adam22 show with the other guy who seemed like a nice guy. I think their questions, I think I was insecure. I was definitely high. I was on Kratom and all that stuff. I think so. And I think their main thing was like, he doesn't like me. He doesn't think I'm funny. I was a bad interview. Nobody cares, which I get it. I don't know why anybody... I don't think anyone cares, and I'm fine with that. I've accepted that. I don't think I'm that great, you know? I'm just not trying to be that great. I just like doing comedy. I really love doing it. And was that a great set? Probably not. It was, you know, a few years ago. And I did unfollow you, but I didn't unfollow you because... I unfollowed you because my wife at the time, her best friend was in porn, and I guess you had a guy on that allegedly did something really mean to her, and you were on his side, and she hated you for you having that guy's back. So I was it was suggested that I unfollow you, and I was like, well, you guys were being mean anyway. I don't know if you meant to be mean, or I was definitely touchy in a dark place. Basically what I'm saying is, if you don't like me and you've never liked me and you think it's funny that Grifted Hater made fun of me, I agree. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I I mean, unfollowed. Now that I'm a recovering sex addict and stuff, so I won't follow like porn guys. Like I think that Ryan Parnell guy is the only guy that I'll follow, and um it was a Viking Barbie, but even that is like, I'd rather not. But I like those people. They're nice people. I just don't want to be around the porn people. Like I unfollowed everybody else that's in porn, and you hang out with bad people, and I'm still recovering. And I think, is it childish to unfollow somebody? I kind of agree. But when you're in recovery and you're super touchy, it was like, you're getting on my nerves, or you're triggering me, like easily triggered, insecure, definitely in a dark place, man. So I really don't blame anybody, and I'm not mad at anybody. And I wish I was going to have a rant where I was like going to attack anybody, but I don't really have any reason to attack anybody. I don't blame you. I kind of didn't like me either. And I kind of back everybody's opinion of me. I kind of suck. Not really that good at anything, kind of like mediocre. I was pretty good at skateboarding for a while there, but back when nobody really gave a shit. And I made the radio show pretty good for a while. And I'm really not that established as a comedian, but I really love it. I really love doing it. And I'm not going to stop doing it because anybody thinks I should or I shouldn't, Like your opinion, it means nothing to me, Jon Snow. But I do appreciate the shout-outs, because you got to take the good out of it, I'm like, well, I think it's crazy that you say the word Jason Ellis, like people are going to know who that is. Like you didn't have a background about it or anything. You just said Jason Ellis sucks. Like people would know who that is. That's cool. So, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing me. I'm going to keep doing stand-up. I'm getting better. Every time I do shows, people laugh. Am I Tom Segura? Nope. People don't like Tom Segura, so who are they? Who are you? Who the fuck do you think you are? You're not that funny. Wait, you're not even funny. You're a guy that is I don't even know what you are. A podcaster. You're a podcaster. You're a YouTube guy, I guess. You're all YouTube guys, and you're really good at that. And I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy for everybody that's doing their thing. I'm happy that you hate me. And that's I don't hate you guys. I think you're cool. I think Grifted Hater is better than Adam 22. I like him. I don't know if it's because it's skateboard stuff, but I don't know. I liked he hates what is it? Pickleball. I hate pickleball. I get that. That's cool. I think that was funny. But yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the show. When I move to Utah, make a studio and do shows. So I said I was gonna quit just to get out of being obligated to do reads. I do no money, and then when I move to Utah, because it's way cheaper, then I'll have money. I'm teaching my girlfriend how to run the show. So I'm just gonna keep doing the show, and you can listen to it. You can not listen to it. Pretty sure it doesn't matter either way, because I just like doing it. I'll sit down and I'll fucking rant. And speaking of rants, here's all the rants, well, some of the best of, arguably not funny rants whatsoever from a washed up irrelevant asshole. But Tom Shah's badass. He kicks ass. He's way more cool. He's way cooler than anything that the grifted guy will ever do in skateboarding. By far superior in every single way. And you would wear a monster helmet if they offered you whatever they fucking pay. Some other douche. Street dudes wear those fucking things, man. They give them money, they do it. People do things for money. Fuck off. I think that pretty much covers it. You guys are all cool. Yeah, Bob's great. Tony Hawk's awesome. He's done so much for skateboarding. If you hate Tony Hawk, it's because you can't find your dick. And you're angry at yourself. You can't. If you're angry at Tony, you make no sense. And yeah, see me on the road, thejasonellis.com. I'm doing comedy, if you don't like me, you don't have to go. Tulsa, Oklahoma, January 28th, 29th, And then January 30th and 31st, I will be in Fort Worth, Texas. And then February 18th, Calgary, tiddly-doodly-doodly-doo. And then I'm going to be in Winnipeg, tiddly. Canada, hello, what are you beating little eyes looking out into the snow? Here comes the little marshmallow man. Oh, oil or log. And then I'm going to Charlotte in May 21st and 23rd. Wait, 21st to the 23rd? 3 days in a row? Man, how does somebody that not funny get that many dates? Is it because I'm huge in the podcast world? Or is it because I'm so good at skateboarding? All right, everybody. Enjoy the show. So James Hunt, right, raced against Niki Lauda. They raced their whole careers and their amateurs together. They were very aware of each other. But Niki Lauda had the brain to understand how to design a car that would handle better and he would do better in racing. Arguably, James Hunt was a better driver. Arguably. But if you know how to make a car sit better, and Niki had Ferrari, so he had better sponsors, and James was always trying to hunt him down. And, they both won and lost to each other a bunch of times in their career. But it came to a point, and this is a true story. You can Google it. Again, you could Google it. Niki Lauda crashed and was burnt alive in a there's video. He crashes, his car's on fire, another car hits him while he's on the track burning, and they couldn't get him out for a considerable amount of time. If you Google it, you will see there is photos of his helmet, and the shield on his helmet is melted. That's how hot his head was. And if you look at his face after it, it's a good thing about being ugly. When you're ugly and you catch on fire, it's not as bad as being incredibly handsome and then being on fire. Now it's a lot safer. But I believe in the 80s, people died, not every race, but several people died every year in Formula One. So you're doing a sport where every race could be your last day on planet Earth. You got to respect that. This guy, Niki Lauda, caught on fire. His head melted. The whole top of his head melted. Look at a photo of him. He's got half an ear. He's like the Chopper Reed of motorsports, where a guy didn't chop his ear off to get out of being killed by a gang, but fire melted his ear off. It ain't coming back. That one's a goner. Think about the pain of your face being on fire so much that your ear is gone. He has Freddy Krueger face. He is Freddy Krueger. So that dude's head melts off, right? And he's ahead in the points. And his head melts off. And he's in hospital watching James Hunt slowly get more points to surpass Niki Lauda to win the championship of that particular year. I can't remember the year. It doesn't matter. Niki Lauda, one of the greatest human beings that has ever lived. And that's why, if you want to learn how to get fit, if you want to learn how to be good at stuff, shut up and get to it. And if it hurts, again, excuse my French, shut the fuck up, fucking get up and go. Get it done. Don't be a bitch. Sometimes it's okay to be a bitch. But every now and then, if you want the glory, you got to hit the harden the fuck up button. I'm cussing a little bit because I'm trying to be I'm trying to be inspirational. I'm trying to motivate myself and other people because sometimes, look, dude, there was a fight this weekend, UFC fight. The guy almost cried before he fought. And then after he lost and he cried because it was everything to him. We're just farting around looking at fucking TikTok, doing nothing. Eating Cheetos. You ain't crying when you lose your job. It's gotta be everything. Everything you ever wanted in your life. Live or die. This is your life. You are going to die. No one's got an argument about that. You are going to die one day. Why not put it all on the line? Everything. Risk it all. Lose and cry. Be emotional. And then get the fuck up in the morning. Go again. Rage. Into the light. Niki Lauda's head burnt off. And before the season was over, he was back in the car. He couldn't put the helmet on because his head was melted. He still had bandages on his head. And he raced. And he got points back to the point where he was ahead. Again, a melted head, but a head that's still the same. And then James Hunt, in a rainy race, went ballistic. Went out and did the hottest laps in the rain. Again, Google. There's video. It's a bit grainy because it's the 80s. But homie is doing 160 in the rain around turns where the car is letting go and he's fighting it. And he's passing other people that are like the greatest race car drivers in the world. And they're like, whoa, Jesus Christ, you're fucking crazy, dude. Crazy life. Let it go. This could be it. I'm going to die. But nah, I want to win. And if I have to lose it all to win, so be it. The passion, the drive that it takes to want to be this person. It's on video. So you know it's true. And this is before CGI. He really did it. He really did that race. And then he won. And he won the championship. And because he won the championship, he did copious amounts of cocaine and partied. And then he died. Like a man. Like a real idiot. But that's his choice. That's the thing. You can't turn it off. That's the thing. You get in and you're like, I will die before I lose this. And when you have this commitment where you say to yourself, I will die before I lose this, when you win or you lose, you can't turn it off because it's such a glorious feeling to know that this is it. I am riddled with fear and I will fucking face you in the middle and we will go. All my fears, right, head on. Go. What you got? Take your best shot. I will fucking fight you. Do you know the song, the black flies, little black flies, little black flies everywhere you go. I die with the black fly picking my nose in Northern Ontario.
Yeah, it's like a logger song.
Yeah.
How do you know that one?
I was big in Canada for the radio show. Shout out to the log. Shout out to oil.
Do you know this one? Down on the beach with her legs wide open, fire in her eyes and her still smoking. She's been, and I ain't joking, early in the morning. Yep. Early up she rises, early up she rises, early up she rises, early in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking. Jeez, you don't have to snap at me.
I bet. But yeah, where are you from in Canada?
What street?
Yes.
Well, do you want the number or just the street?
I want the number and like what bedroom you were in.
12 Downing Street, bedroom over the garage in the back.
Right. Was it warm in there?
It was warm, but my dad was a bit of a miser.
What's a miser?
Miser's like a cheap wad.
Oh, right.
Like Canada gets cold in the winter. And in those days when I was growing up, we had a big oil tank in the basement where they'd put heating oil. And my dad was chintzy with turning the heat up in the house because it cost money.
Right.
And so the house was constantly sort of chilly in the winter and it was very uncomfortable.
It would have helped you though for like cold days because you're used to the cold. Like Sasquatch.
It's pronounced Sasquatch.
Right, my bad. But like you know what I'm talking about. They can handle the cold.
If they're real, they can. If they're not real, then I would think they can't.
Well, those are the only ones I talk about.
Well, I think if they're not real, they can't really be affected by weather because they don't exist.
Right.
But if they're real, they might not be too affected by weather because if they're real, they've got that beautiful outer layer of fur, and I have to believe it's thermal, and they...
What about if you're fake Sasquatch and you're a guy in a Sasquatch suit? I would assume that'd be pretty warm.
Yeah, if you got a well-made Sasquatch suit, I think you're going to be okay. You could camp in that.
I would like to be friends with a Sasquatch.
Tell me why, friend.
I feel like I would feel safe around the campfire.
What if he's eating your legs?
Well, before that started, I would have felt safe around the campfire.
But then once he starts eating your legs?
Well, I would hope that he went for the head first. I've always wanted, if I was going to get eaten, I would like to get eaten by the head first.
That's bad
dirty.
eating. Yeah, I don't think there's any creature that starts with the head.
Well, lions grab you by the neck first.
You didn't mention George Michael earlier.
Right.
He always started with the head, especially in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, in the bathrooms.
Yeah, I think that he needed to. It wasn't his fault.
Would you go camping with George Michael?
For sure, but not anymore.
You know you're gonna have to put up the tent. Like he's not doing shit.
No. But that's okay. I don't mind putting up the tent.
Yeah,
I'm not pitching one for him.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you like Sasquatch so much?
It just seems cool, man, and I like power, and I like somebody that's king of the jungle, and I've always wanted to fight and lose, but like a heroic battle.
Would you be one of those guys that would kill the Sasquatch just so you could prove it was real?
Nah.
Like some guys say, if I ever see one, I'm going to kill it so we can show the world.
You're doing a thing like you've got a whale's penis or you're a gun.
No, I've got crippling arthritis.
Okay, you're in a death metal band.
I was wrestling with a jar of dill pickles all morning.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't want to kill Sasquatch. I want to be his friend.
So would you take a video or a picture of him? Or would you want him not to be verified so he could live peacefully? Because if you verified him and said, hey, I was in this forest, here's definitive proof, they will track him and hunt him till his eyelids curl up or whatever.
I've told people God's real and they didn't believe me.
Well, they'll find out.
Right.
That's the thing with Sasquatch, you might never find out. With God, you're going to find out.
If I told you Sasquatch was real, would you believe me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I believe Sasquatch is God. God is Sasquatch.
Oh.
That's why he's hard to find. He's hard to see. You can hear him sometimes.
Ooh.
You believe in him, but you never see him. And so if you look at Jesus, who was God's son, he was very hairy, had a lot of facial hair.
Oh, wow.
And that's the DNA of a Sasquatch. So God is a Sasquatch. He's omnipresent. He's all over the world. No one's ever seen him, but he's there. So this is why you're drawn to Sasquatch, because it's a spiritual awakening and awareness.
That adds up.
Sasquatch is God. Peace out. Suck my sister's face.
Fair enough. I slept with everybody. There's dudes I slept with that I'm proud of that I slept with them, and some of the girls I slept with. I know that sounds really mean, but you guys have no idea the trenches that I've been in, where I'm like, yeah, deal, sure, go for it, anybody. And then I have to wake up and go, oh, I did that. Oh, man, I'm sick, because I was sick. I also drank things and smoked things that were like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, man, I got to get high. I got to get out of my mind. And I would do things that it's like, looking back, I'm like, what the hell? Who smokes that particular thing? Homeless, crazy people do. And I was doing it because I was that desperate for a fix. I'm still a supporter, 100% of the gay, lesbian, trans. Hell yeah, man. I'm also a complete supporter of, like, if you're a black guy or a Spanish guy, a Greek guy, I don't care. I love everybody. I give everybody a chance. I think the difference is just like, if someone says something that I think is stupid, I don't really care. I'm telling you all this. I feel like I'm the day walker. I'm trying to tell you guys, you should check it out. You should try it. It's an easier way to live. Nobody really bums me out. I've been as angry as nobody on here has been as angry as me. None of you have. None of you have. I know it. None of you has been as sad as me. I've done things that I hope none of you have done. And I've thought things, same thing. I've had hatred in my heart. I've been triggered by people's opinions, videos, thoughts, suggestions, and comments. As hard as any of you have. And then I came to terms with who I really am, and I begged for forgiveness from the people I have hurt in my life, and I forgave myself for the mistakes I've made. Do I still make mistakes? Absolutely. I sit with it. I think about it. I understand my part in it. And if there's an apology that needs to be made, I will make it. If I don't think there's an apology to be made, I will not make it. If I think there's an apology that might be a thing that I could do, but it's just going to make things worse, I will not do it because I'm taking care of myself. I am living a healthy mental and physical life so that I can be here for the people that I love. So when people say, this is bad and you're bad and this guy is bad and if you hang out with this guy, you're bad, it doesn't matter. You know, I don't care what you think. I don't know you. So if I cared about, like someone's like, you've really let me down. I'm like, I don't know you. How could I care? If I cared, that would make me crazy. Because I don't know who I'm talking to. I bench pressed this morning and my eyes were closed. And then I opened my eyes and the clouds were like real pretty and the sun was on my face. And I was like, wow, what a great day to be alive. I don't care what you think. I got fat fingers. You know what that means? Yep. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I don't think most people who talk that big game, it's not that I think they're pussies and it's all, I don't think they know what they're talking about. I don't think they've had an experience. And a lot of high school boys, a lot of frat dudes where they're like, oh, fuck him up. I was like, do you know what you're saying? Like, do you know what that entails? It's not desirable.
There's a thing going around right now, a viral thing where there's I forgot the percentage. It's like most men think that they are a certain percentage of level of fighting that they're not. And it's like 4,000% better than they are, kind of thing. And it's like all these interviews I've seen people on the boardwalk. So do you know how to fight? Oh, yeah. Can you show us some of your shadow boxing? And it's guys on the boardwalk doing stuff where you and I would go, oh, no. You know what? When someone goes, you show me some shadow, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm a singer. Can you throw up a couple of notes and you can't actually sing? Just say no and walk off. But these guys are that delusional that they're like, oh, you want to see something? They're like, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, you just told people that you could fight and you believe it that much and you just demonstrated it.
Yeah. I think that to me is the biggest, everyone talks about like self-confidence and obviously self-defense skills. To me, the greatest gift that martial arts and combat training mostly, because there's certain martial arts where you don't ever really get put in serious actual combat situation. But like for instance, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, the biggest gift they give you, in my opinion, is humility.
Yeah.
Because you can, all those guys that have 7,000% higher idea of what they're capable of doing in none of them train regularly. Because
being humbled is good.
Had my ass handed to me so many fucking times where guys aren't even breaking a sweat. They're not even paying attention sometimes. And they fuck me up.
Yep.
And that erases my ability to walk out into the real world and go like, I saw John Wick. I could do that. Yeah. I think if I really trained, I could. No, I can't.
I punched Dan Henderson once in an overhand right, and he was like, there you go. And I remember going, man, that was my best punch. And he congratulated me and then beat me up. Also, Mayhem, when I was real angry training for my first fight, he took me down and was over the top of me, and I was mad. And he was like, don't get mad, keep going. And he like kept me sparring. And at one point he was over the top of me. He was still standing and he was kind of squatting on the back of my hamstrings. And I was trying to kick him off. And he just sat on my legs so I couldn't get him off. And then he was raining punches on my head. And I remember going, oh, like this. And I could see him going, don't give up. Like, keep going. I'm like,
you got this.
You're not fighting me.
Yeah.
You're just playing with me.
Beating me up.
And this is where, like in a real fight, this is where I'm about to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it was like, don't give up, Jace. Like, and he was like, yay. And I'm like, boof, boof. And I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't move. And I'm like, this is the game. Like so many times, like you were saying, and when inspiring people that are proper guys where they're like, good job, Jason. And I'm like, good job. I'm
giving you my all.
I'm trying to kill you.
I will only say this because he did not mean this to be demoralizing. It just didn't register. And then also because it's so preposterously crazy how what their levels are, right? Crone was training for his first couple MMA fights in Crone Gracie in Japan. And so I was training at his academy at the time. And he was doing there's the mat for training jiu-jitsu, and then there was another section for like MMA training that was an actual octagon. And he was training in there, and then he was finishing up his training. He was all sweaty. He was shirtless, but he was in like trunks. And I was finishing a gi class on the mats. Crone came over, and he was on his phone like this, texting. I was like, how's training going? He's always been very nice to me. And I was like, oh, he's like, it's good. He's like, you want to get some rolls in? And I was like, oh yeah, I would love to. And he got on the mats, still texting, then sat on his bum like this and was like this. And I'm like, go? He's like, yeah, no, it's good. And I couldn't pass his guard, and he never put his phone down, and he continued to text people.
He's an asshole.
I was like, oh, that's how different the levels are. Like his jiu-jitsu is so automatic, and he doesn't need his hands. And it's not like I'm like a baby.
Yeah.
Like
I disagree. You got humbled.
I mean, it was that was one of those situations where my eyes were so opened by, you can get better. Mike, you are getting better. Mike, you might be effective against a large swath of regular dudes. This is what someone who gets a paycheck to roll jiu-jitsu.
You know what's crazy is you're talking about Crone, and Crone gets beaten by somebody, and then the person that beat him gets knocked out by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
The levels that people don't understand, it's kind of like, for some weird reason, it's men, because I teach a class on Saturdays. Women go, oh, really? Like this? Because there's no ego. Mm-hmm. A man goes, no, I've had some scraps. I'm pretty sure this is how you do it. And I'm like, your hands are not around your head. I'm going to keep punching you in the head if you don't put them up. And they're like, yeah, but I saw Mayweather do this. And I'm like, okay, then do that. And then I punch him in the face, and they go, man, why does that keep happening? And I'm like, do you think it's because your hands are not around your head? Why don't you just give it a go, see what happens? And then they go, oh yeah, that might have worked.
Do you think it's because you're not Floyd Mayweather?
It's crazy. It's 99% of all men that spar me that do that. And I go, just real quick before we start, did you get this from Floyd Mayweather? And they go, yeah, how'd you know? And I'm like, well, he did that since he was like 5, and he's real good. So that's like, you can use that, but you should maybe wait like a decade to like add that to your repertoire. Right now, this is really, because if you do this, see how it's like hard for me to hit you in the head because your hands are here? Just try it. And a lot of guys are pretty sure they don't need that until I punch them in the head.
I didn't know. You know, the whole, I don't need to train because I see red when it's time to go.
Yeah, those are good.
I thought that was a meme. I thought that was like, I don't know, women lying about their age. Like, I thought it was something that happened in the 50s and that it was funny online. And I was getting my oil change, and the guy said that. He's like, what do you got planned for the rest of the day? And a big guy, but not like it, but he's a big fella. And I said, oh, I'm on my way to go train. He said, what do you mean? I was like, oh, there's my jiu-jitsu academy's right down the street. He's like, oh, that stuff's cool, man. I like that MMA stuff, that jiu-jitsu. I don't need to do it because, like, when it's time to go, I go crazy. And I was thinking, I didn't I didn't get in a conversation with him about it or insult him in any way. But that moment, I was like, oh, that's a real thing? Guys think that?
Hey, everybody, it's the Jason Ellis Show. Remember?
This week's episode, for something different, we are sharing a collection of snippets and sections of recent shows we've been doing on our Patreon. What's our Patreon, Jason?
It's like SiriusXM, but better because it's cheaper and I'm on it, unlike Sirius where I'm not on it, and there's not a bunch of kook corroboree going on there. It's the best of the best. Me, the champ, and Tully, we're better than everybody else that was ever on that pile of shit, and we're here. And it's cheaper and it's better. We're better and it's cheaper. So think about it. You're saving money and being more entertained. It's a pretty easy deal, really, when you think about it.
Do the math.
Read between the lines.
Live shows, the Jason Ellis Show, Jason Solo Show, Awesome World, like 4 days a week.
I cry on it.
Even more than he ever did on satellite radio. And that's kind of saying something. Enjoy this now, and we will see you later at patreon.com/EllisMate. Patreon.com/EllisMate.
Total. I'm gonna need a hip replacement. If I go back there today and then the next day, I would probably need a hip replacement by Saturday. I gotta calm down. So there's like this line where it's like you go so far, like motivating. I'm like, oh, he's skating at 53. It's like, inspirational. And I'm like, inspirational into a wheelchair. Like David Goggins. I saw something. David Goggins has been out for a little bit, and then he ran, and it's like he's not even supposed to run. The doctor says he's got no knees. He's bone on bone. And then he ran some marathon. And he's like, you guys don't talk about how you don't see me. You on TV, you watch TV, eat snacks. I'm out here in the night, running by myself, and I got no knees, but you ain't stopping me, and I'm gonna keep going. You got no knees. And then other people, because social media, because you're so weak on social media. You really are. Look at the way you're running. You're not even running fast. Oh, my God. You're talking smack on a guy that has outran. He has the championships to prove that he can outrun all of you. And you're going to dribble on social media and you can't run down your own driveway? Do you know how pathetic you are? Do you know how sad you are? Do you know that's why we know the winners of the world? We know. That's why we don't retort. Because we know you're a loser. Because you're angry at me winning. Winners know that. You know why they know? Because they've lost. And they kept going. And when you keep going, you don't have time to talk smack on somebody for trying to achieve. People try and talk smack on the Sandro Diaz guy, this Red Bull guy, dropping down that building. Oh, he's not even doing a trick. Shut up. It's 400 feet high. Shut up, you moron. Moron. You wouldn't last 2 seconds in that dude's boots. Pussy ass bitch. But you will type it. Because you don't know how obvious it is for us to read it and go, pussy ass bitch. Psst. Nothing to me. My shoes would scare the shit out of you. Like David Goggins, like right now, David Goggins is pretty much the same age as me. I think I'm 3 years older than him. But David Goggins has done I believe that I've hit my knees a lot more than him, but I think the way he runs, I think when you do those kinds of running things, I think his knees are worse than mine. And just judging by the way he runs, it looks like they're really bad. And I don't know for sure. I never saw the MRI. I don't know if Joe Rogan knows. I don't know if some guy that runs with David Goggins knows. But I would assume that they're pretty bad. And when it gets to bone on bone, because a lot of us are out there with that, you get a knee replacement. You can't get a second one. You get one. So if you get a knee replacement, you're supposed to baby it a little bit because the next time they give out, you are in a wheelchair. And I'm like, how far do you go? Like, will David Goggins keep running until he has no legs? Will David Goggins end up running on his knuckles like some sort of like human R2-D2 where he's like, beep, bloop, beep, bloop, you're not hard enough. You mean, like, like where he's just like on some, he's got wheels on his knuckles or whatever, and he's like climbing up hills, and he's just like a leg like stump man that just keeps dragging his torso down and up and down mountains until his arms don't work, and then he's just in the music video one where he's like, Dr. and President me, and and he can't move at all. I will say whatever I fucking want. Joe Rogan is a pygmy man. Make that a clip. He's a little guy, and he had fake hair. He tried to get fake hair, which means he is insecure. He wanted to be a handsome man, but now he's like a little nugget man. Ooh, you don't like Joe. No, I'm not saying he didn't like Joe Rogan. I'm just saying he's insecure, just like you're insecure. Everybody's insecure. The president has a comb over. Shave that shit. Why not? Because he don't want to show you that he's bald. I'm bald. Ugh. Kind of fat. Ugh. I'm kind of old. I'm getting wrinkles in my neck. Ugh. I don't care. One of my eyes does not work as good as the other one. I take boner pills. You know why? Because my dick doesn't work as good as it used to. Use that as a clip. Everybody gather around and go, yeah, told you, yeah. You're gay, you're a pussy, your dick doesn't work, you got no hair. You said something bad about Joe Rogan. I don't give a fuck what you think. I answer to none of you. Talk shit on social media. Talk shit to my face. Fight me. I don't care. Knock me out. I'll wake up. I don't care. I do not sweat the world. I do not sweat you. None of you should sweat anybody. We're all living in this thing. What if he said this? What if you said that? What if you associate with that person? I don't give a fuck. I really don't. See me on the street. Get the Diaz brothers to beat me up. I don't give a fuck, man. I got a whole bunch of new material, and it is inappropriate, and it is gonna get a bunch of comics to not like me. And I say this. We're making fun of the world, right? So I can make fun of it. Well, you can't make fun of people? What happened to making fun of everybody? What happened to comedy? We're not allowed to tell jokes anymore? You know what I mean? Like, just tell it. Say what you want to say, whatever you want. Use that as a clip. I was in a Cybertruck this weekend. I didn't have Crocs on, but I was in a Cybertruck. What happened to comedy? And you know what? It's pretty spacious. It's pretty luxurious. It works on your phone. But if you want your friend to drive you home, you have to give them the app on your phone, and that takes like 20 minutes. If you had a normal car, you just give him the keys and then he drives off. It's not that convenient. Not very convenient at all. You want to open the door, you got to press a button instead of pulling the handle. Amazing. I don't care what you think. I know what's in here. And in here. The internet can suck my butt. Weak ass pussies. You're all on the internet talking smack on each other. You get home and you start taking shits and type me. Go outside. Go lift some weights. Get ready. Get adrenaline. Get pumped. Do a burnout in your car. But you can't do a burnout in your car because you got a battery car and it won't let the wheels break free. What the hell, the world? Get a clutch. Wham, wham, wham. You ain't doing that. You ain't trying to bench press. You ain't trying to learn to do boxing or anything. Go skate. Go surf. Ride a wave. God made a wave. The momentum of the thing in the ocean that came from miles and miles away. And then you paddle. And then you ride the wave. You ride Mother Earth. But you know what you're doing? Farting on the internet about how somebody you don't like is hanging out with somebody you don't like. Or you don't like this thing or something else that you don't like. Bitch ass. Suck a butt. Fat. Lazy. Cancer. Weak. Ooh, vaccine. Shut the fuck up. I don't care anymore. You're all full of shit. You know? Get fit. You know? Drink all day. Don't just have a couple beers at night. You're fat. I'll catch you, you know? You're going to beat me up. You just had like 7 cheeseburgers this week, and you drink beer every night, and you're going to see me on the street and you're going to jump me? It's going to go horribly wrong for you, dude. Horribly wrong. And guess what? You're actually not going to do that. You're just a fucking telephone tough guy. And it's your beef. You got beef with me. I don't care. I'm going outside. I'm going to go outside in the sun. I'm going to lift some weights. I'm going to bang my chick. And then I'm going to go hug my horse. 1,200 pounds of love. In the sun. And look at the sky. I'm going to pray to God. This time it's going to be Allah. Oh, actually, Allah's bad. I don't fucking care what you think. I don't care what your God thinks. My God loves everybody. Maybe it's Jesus. Maybe Jesus loves everybody. Maybe some people use Jesus and say that he doesn't love everybody. He only loves these people. Fuck those people. My Jesus loves everybody. Except Crystalia. There's little moments in your life where being tough about it and getting up and being motivated is key to success. It's not 24/7. As I said, sometimes I like cookies and Netflix. Sometimes I go, nah, I'm not going. I'm just going to rest. Sometimes I say I love people. Sometimes I cry when I feel sad. I let it out. I'm in touch with my emotions. I deal with stuff. But sometimes when I'm tired and shit needs to be done, I get up and I go. That's why I have a great I'm great. I've done a lot of great stuff. Like, I'm a legend.
You are a legend. I get that. So you've conquered so many different
I don't appreciate
avenues.
that snicker when I said that.
I'm just saying, Jason.
I get it. It makes you uncomfortable.
On top of
sometimes
that,
you've got to look. Am I a loser, illiterate, bald, moron, fat, and old? Yeah.
I'm not saying
Am I
that.
kick-ass shredder,
No.
one of the greatest humans that's ever lived? This is also factual as well.
No. I laughed because a
I'm
part
a little
of me,
bit country, and I'm also a little bit rock and roll.
You got the cunt part right, Seth. I laughed and rolled my eyes because whenever people are like, I'm great, I'm a legend, it makes me roll my eyes. And then when I looked over here, I'm telling you the truth, in my head, I thought, I wish I felt that way about myself.
it's good.
And so that's what that was.
Yeah,
Right. No, I
that's
know.
awesome.
It's
All
okay.
I'm
You'll
saying,
get there.
But I
Is,
but I
guys-
am
what?
a legend.
A little bit.
You
I
are.
mean,
You are.
You
From
don't
where
say
you
it
came
with
from.
enough belief.
I'm a little
That's the only
legend.
reason I said a little bit.
I'm a legend.
Where
I'm
you
a fucking
get to?
legend.
Where,
My
how do
lore
you,
is
yeah.
legendary. I am a
lore.
fucking my lore, my story, the tale that I have told through my life, the book of my life, the chapters. They just keep getting added on, more volumes to the story of who I am. It should be studied and passed down from generations. It should be taught in schools.
It's breakable.
There is no breakable. I am the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt Finance. There is no way that I will ever let life beat me down. And that's shown through my story, my lore,
your turn.
my legend.
Go.
I'm not done because a legend never ends.
Okay, that was good. That last bit was very good. Go.
I have against
Extensions.
all
Tonsillitis.
odds. I come from no culture, no education, nothing that.
You're going down.
No, I said this is where I came from, though.
Yeah, and then
against all odds.
And okay.
And yet, against all of that,
Yeah.
I
She's doing
can't.
the Obama ramp up
I don't
backstage.
read well.
Yeah.
I don't speak well.
Stop rapping.
I don't breathe well.
Come on, let's get pulled
And
up.
yet, against all
Here we go.
odds,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I still inspire people. And
Yes.
they go, wow,
Yes.
I'm nothing, but I can still be something from that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Enough of the nothing.
And I have fooled many and thousands and thousands all across the country into believing the bullshit that I spew out of my mouth.
Yeah, wow. Are you on your period?
Always.
Oh, Jesus.
Always maybe.
Just saying, that was a roller coaster of not quite quite getting there. You seem
I'm not
confused.
there yet.
Let me
Believe in
try again.
yourself.
Let me try again. Let me try again.
You did great.
If you know anything about me, you know I came from the mud. I came from the dirt. I came from the gravel. And guess what? We paved it. We made it great. We made it so the streets of my life went from having glass and dirty gutters to now I'm kicking ass and sucking udders.
Okay, go.
That's right, and I'll show you how.
Now go.
Now you're just cutting wrestling promos.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Yes. I grew up a weed and I turned into the fucking beautiful bouquet that you give your mother on Mother's Day.
Yeah!
Bukkake.
Yes!
Cocky that you give your dingbat on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I'm a bouquet and you have sex with dumb whores.
Yeah. No one in Delaware, no one from Delaware has ever had sex with a dumb whore before. Are you from Delaware?
Yeah, you Kentucky bred piece of shit. Fuck you. Go get banged on top of a porta potty, you fucking inbred bitch. The hell
By
is
the
this?
way, that takes a lot of balance and endurance, you fuckface. Not many people can do that, okay? You need to be born with web motherfucking toes.
That was
Well, my toes come from
Yeah,
the village.
and a
back to
webbed
his
ass.
because every now and then I realize that I have wasted time. And that is a thing that you can't get back. But when you realize that and you don't let it, that's the other thing. Like when you realize that you've wasted time or, to me, is it really wasted? Like I went to Thailand one time and all I did was try to get high and sleep with people. And I was in another country that was crazy. Like the things that happen in that country are so different to the things that happen in this country. And experiencing all those things would have been such a power move when you're there. But instead, all I did was hang out with the similar kind of people that I would want to hang out with when I'm in America, which is fine. But it's not, you're not experiencing Thailand. Like I didn't want to go do anything. I met the tigers and that was a burden. I was like, oh, I gotta go, and I was like, let me pet the tiger. And then I'm like, I think the tigers were in the same situation that I was in, as in they were sedated. I think basically when I met up with the tigers of Thailand were like, hey man. And I was like, hey man, like, you want to do anything? I'm like, not really. And they were like, yeah, me neither. And I was like, later. And then we both like walked off and thought about nothing because we were both sedated and numbed. And it's like, it's similar, man. Like, you let the tiger wake up and then he realizes where he is he doesn't want to be there. And he doesn't want to be around you. But you keep him sedated so that he never realizes that where he is not where he's supposed to be. The difference is when you stop sedating yourself and realize that you're not supposed to be here around these people, you can get up and leave. They can't. And that is this joy that you get that the tiger can never get in Thailand. I also see a video going around, and it's a bit of a viral thing where they go, this is what music was like in the 90s, and now this is what music is like. See how pussified men have become, and it's usually like a Metallica video or a Pantera video, and then they show MGK. And I'm like, MGK is a pop star. You realize in the 90s there was pop music, right? Like, it's bullshit that you're doing that. Like, no insult to anybody, but like you're saying this is what music was like in the 90s. Well, dude, you don't listen to metal anymore, but there's tons of metal that is just as manly as Metallica and Pantera right now. Right now. I mean, for one, there's Metallica, you dickhead. They're still here. Selling out. Millions of people selling out. Stadiums. Media, man. Making it out like, oh, alpha males are gone because of Machine Gun Kelly. Shut the fuck up. Wham! Wham! Was out. Wham! Machine Gun Kelly. Probably got more manly now. Such a douche, trick douche, try to convince everybody. And also, everybody that's on podcasting saying, you're not an alpha male. I wouldn't want women in the front line. Most of you, I'm sure there's a couple. I know there's like, you know, the drinker bros and shit where there's a guy, he's in the military. But most of you little whining bitches that are like, oh, women, you're little and breakable. You're not tough. They're the loudest ones. You know? So stupid. Like, are women as strong as men? Like, not usually, no. That's why that's why they don't play tennis against each other or basketball. Ugh. What are we even arguing about? Stop arguing about that. Stupid. But trying to say that every woman doesn't deserve to be in the military is ridiculous. Cyborg. You know? Ronda Rousey can't box, but she'd still beat the crap out of most of you dudes. She beat the crap out of every podcaster that talks about being an alpha male. How you go about living your life is critical to the way you make the most and enjoy your life. And I think some people would argue, I know that I've talked about Kratom recently on Twitter. I like to say Twitter because some billionaire was like, nah, it's called X. Oh, first of all, the only X is X to the motherfucking Z or DMX. And X is going to give it to you, not some fat barrel-chested billionaire. You know? Because you're not cool. You're not cool. And if you're not cool, then you don't get to run the name. That's how I see it. DMX is cool. He's awesome. If you're on the wrong side of DMX, is it bad? Probably. If you're on the wrong side of Barrel Boy, is it bad? Yeah. So they have that in common, but let's face it. There's no pair of Timberlands that would make Elon Musk look good. You don't look good. You're not cool. You've got hair plugs in, bruh. Your hair's fake. You're a phony. You didn't invent it. You paid somebody to invent it and then said it was yours. You claimed that you were good at a video game and lied. Why? Why would you make shit up about being an excellent gamer? I'll tell you why. Because you're not cool. So I don't listen to people that aren't cool. Yeah, that's it. I was like, unless, but no. No, that's it. And you want to be cool. I know, right, Rumblebean? Yeah. Rumblebean also does not approve of Elon Musk. He thinks that he is a douche. Rumblebean keeps it real. We keep it real. What you see is what you get. Hairless pussies. Also, how people argue with me about Kratom is fucking insane. It's like I said the word Kratom and that it has done some things that have been negative towards my existence, and somehow people have taken that as, hey, Kratom taker, fuck you, retard. I'm like, what? Like, if you drink a bunch of beer every night, are you the best person you can be? No. If you're happy being this mediocre guy, and it's like, I'm taking that as an insult, you're calling me mediocre. You fucking are. You are. You are mediocre you. When I did Kratom all the time, I was mediocre Jason. When I slept with a bunch of different people all the time, I was mediocre Jason. When I smoke weed from when I get up, when I go to sleep, I'm mediocre Jason. I don't really understand what anybody's going through anymore. I don't really understand what I'm going through anymore. I don't really understand anything anymore. And guess what? I've always done it, so I've never really understood anything. Like the moon is a certain distance from the earth, and if it was a certain distance that was different, we wouldn't be here. Some giant ball of fire rises and heats up flowers and grows shit. Water comes out of the sky. There's giant fish in the sea that can bite you in half. What is an octopus? How come it's got a beak? That's a bird. What's going on? Eagles don't have penises. Turtles poo and pee out of the same hole. The world is crazy. And you're all numbing it out. And it's not an evil plan. It's just what happens. It feels better to be comfortable. What I'm saying is embrace uncomfortable. Now I sound like a motivational bearded idiot. But it is true. You know, when you do this, when you try this and you dedicate yourself to this, you start to feel this thing that you want to scream to other people to fucking wake up. You're blowing it. You're missing out on the whole thing. I'm not saying be a samurai and just live 24/7 like meditation, fucking sharpening your sword. I'm just saying most of the time have a goal. Know who you are. Know what makes you happy. If the people around you are the wrong people, fucking cut them off. Life is too short. Make the most of you. You know? When you're in love with life, when you're in love with the sun on your face, when you're in love with water and the sea and the fish and things, and then you find a person that you love, you don't know what love is until this love. Because you're half you. When you're full you, everything is fully awesome. Or fully shit. Fully shit is good. Full dark is good. Fully bad times is good. When you believe that, you cannot be destroyed. When you cannot be destroyed, you shine. You live life to the fullest. Life is a gift. If you don't live it to the fullest, you're disrespecting it. And that's it. One day we'll die. Hopefully it isn't today.